Hello, everybody. You know who this is, man. Hey, that surprise witness got a new video, and every time I try to review her stuff, either YouTube has something going on that shouldn't be going on, like you don't let me look at it, or maybe because I'm usually broke and I don't have the money to get the right things I need. But today we ain't gonna have no interruptions, nuh-uh. And if we do, that's on YouTube, right? But anyways, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this, bro. We got a couple of stories that we're going to talk about today, but we're going to get into this video by that surprise witness. You already know how we do. Shout out to her. Let's do this.
Out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof, inflamed. Kids these days so shameless, selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna be me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I ain't no Colleen ukulele ballager. Shots been fired. Wanna tell that? Say it to my face though. Now behind my back won't be long till you share it in the group chat. You're gonna backtrack. And you should have kept the name out your mouth. As we go, how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout.
Hey.
Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine? What is it?
Everybody.
Tuesday, December 9th. I'm doing all right. This is obviously a lot later than I usually come on here. The plan was to release this Milagro, the Megan Pete versus Milagro video today, but I woke up a long time ago, so that's gonna have to come out tomorrow. And I do have the awards show in the works. That's going to be coming out this week as well. Lots of things going on. Shout out to Chris from Montana. Shout out to the cousins in the chat. Pittsburgh cousins in the chat. Hello, Tiffany. Podcast Queen, Sword of Truth, Danielle. Hello. So today we need to talk about a few things before I go to bed. I'm like, my eyes are watering. Like, I've been having this makeup on since, I don't know, like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And definitely by 9, I had the makeup on. Oh my God, I've been having it on all day. But anyway, okay. So I'm ready to wash my face. All right. So before I do that, we need to talk about some things. Okay. So let's start with David. We have some David news coming up. Okay. So, oh boy. All right. Let's start with this supposed leak from TMZ. Now, I'm like a little bit skeptical and always a little apprehensive to be sharing a leak. But, once it's in the public domain as, news, I am just, a member of the public like you or anybody else watching this. So, I'm going to comment on the public news. Let me pull that up here. This came out earlier today. Okay. Oh, my little banner's not up. Okay, there we go. Still kind of getting used to my new little set up. I think I need to move this microphone. Okay. Thanks for another day. All right. So, girl, I do not want the art museum. Let me turn this on reader. Okay. David's okay. So this is supposedly an exclusive from TMZ. It says David's record exec grilled at grand jury. Why didn't you call the police? David record exec appears before a grand jury. I'm just adjusting the screen here. David record
Why is he
exec
not
appears
arrested?
before the grand jury. Quote,
Why is he not arrested yet, bro? Like, what are we waiting for, bro? What is the deal? He's going to get away with murder.
You call the police? Like, this came out today at 12:46 Pacific time, which is about 3 hours ago. This didn't come out long ago. This just came out. It says the president of David's touring company. Okay, the president of his touring company was grilled Monday, that's yesterday, by a deputy. district attorney. Was grilled Monday by a deputy district attorney in front of a grand jury on why he didn't call the cops. A grand jury is still hearing the evidence in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. TMZ broke the story. LAPD's robbery homicide considering David a suspect. Is considering David a suspect, and what it says is an apparent homicide. Robert Morgan Roth, the general manager of Mogul Vision, David's record label, is also the president of Zara Brothers. 1 second.
Let me see. And I'm sorry, guys. Here we go.
David's okay. So this is supposedly an exclusive from TMZ. It says David's record exec grilled at grand jury. Why didn't you call the police? David record exec appears before a grand jury. I'm just adjusting the screen here. And David record exec appears before a grand jury, or before the grand jury. Quote, why didn't you call the police? This came out today at 12:46 Pacific time, which is about 3 hours ago. This didn't come out long ago. This just came out. It says the president of David's touring company, okay, the president of his touring company was grilled Monday, that's yesterday, by a deputy. District attorney. Was grilled Monday by a deputy district attorney in front of a grand jury on why he didn't call the cops. A grand jury is still hearing the evidence in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. TMZ broke the story. LAPD's robbery homicide division is considering David a suspect. And what it says is an apparent homicide. Robert Morgan Roth, the general manager of Mogul Vision, David's record label, is also the president of Zara Brothers. 1 second.
Zara Brothers, I heard of that.
Okay, breaking news. Megan Pete versus Milagro, I think, is going to come out tonight. Okay, hold on. Let me check the back end. Let me check some things.
We got to check that out.
We might have the ability to make this happen. I had given up on it, but since we're here, and if we do that tonight, then I got to add another item to the docket, and that is reading hate comments. Okay, hold on. It may not have passed checks. Let me just check this in the back end.
What's good, Felipe at 22? What's good, famo? Woozy.
Oh no, I don't want to be on Google. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. I just need if I can get this out today, that'd be better.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're looking like we're good. Okay, so they have learned that Morgan Roth, this is the manager, testified all day yesterday before the grand jury. At one point, with half a dozen people in the hallway,
like monstrous,
Morgan Roth came out into the hallway and he was talking to his lawyer loud enough so others could hear. So he's blabbing his mouth in the hallway, okay, and other people could hear it. And he said, referring to the prosecutor, Beth Silverman, the district attorney, he said, quote, "She was very pushy on why I didn't call police." He went on to recount how he responded. He said, quote, "I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that." Meaning call the police. And just wanted to continue with the tour. Okay, so apparently, according to TMZ, yesterday this guy was getting asked all kinds of questions up and down. All day he testified before the grand jury. And he was pressed on why no, not David. No. Morgan Roth. Y'all try to keep up.
Was good, fam.
Robert Morgan Roth. This is how rumors get started. Then I get blamed for it. No, hell no. I didn't say David said that. Look, Morgan Roth, y'all got to read, testified all day. That's the manager. He's I said it twice now, manager of Mogul Vision, which is David's record label. He was before the grand.
This is the situation that's going on with that guy, David 4D, whatever the hell, David, the one that killed that girl.
Jury yesterday all day, according to TMZ. And one of the things that he said, he walked out into the hallway. See, grand jury proceedings are supposed to be secret, but you know what's not secret? The broad daylight in the hallway. So he comes out apparently of the room and he said loud to his lawyer, "She was asking me about," or quote, "she was very pushy on why I didn't call the police." He said, "I feel like I had to call the police. I didn't have the responsibility to do that. I just wanted to continue with the tour." Of course he did. Cha-ching. Money changers gonna money change. Nothing can't get in the way of the money changing hands, okay? When I say money changers, I mean the people that don't have any talent themselves. They have to change money. That's how they make money, is changing money, right? Like changing someone else's talent into money for themselves. Things like this. Okay, so money changers, Robert Morgan Roth is going to Morgan Roth. Okay, he is going to money change. All right. So and I say Roth because isn't the Rothschilds like the richest family and they got Roth in their name? So I just assume all the Roths are related and they're changing money. But girl, maybe not. Maybe not. All I do know is this guy apparently did not call the police, according to TMZ. And he was like, "I don't have a responsibility to do that. I was trying to cha-ching. Okay. I was not trying to do any reporting crimes. Please. What do you think this is? Ha! Don't ask me about these things, about such things at the grand jury." He went on to recount how he responded. He said, I feel like I had to do that. Now, while it is supposed to be secret what goes on inside the grand jury, it's not a secret when you go out into the hallway and start blabbing. Okay. It says we do not know the time frame of the tour to which he was referring, right? Because David's been on many, many tours. But David was on tour when Celeste's body was discovered in the Tesla, so maybe it was that tour. I don't really know. That had been parked near the LA house he was renting. This underscores that David is squarely in the crosshairs of the LAPD and the LA County District Attorney. So, girl, I really don't know. Maybe it was the Vanderbilts. Who knows, girl? I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I definitely don't come from the richest family anywhere. So who knows? So that's something, y'all. It tells us a few things. Not only are they investigating David, or is David squarely within the crosshairs of the investigation, but also, tell me which way I need to say. Okay, but also, this grand jury thing, it's not over. Apparently it was still going on yesterday. Now it might be over as far as today, maybe, who knows, or whatever, but this one guy was testifying all day yesterday. So that's something interesting to me. Okay, so there's something else related to this David case that I also wanted to talk to y'all about, and it has to do with Steve Fisher from Steve Fisher Investigates. Now, he posted yesterday, maybe it was earlier today, I don't know what is time, a pretty ominous and, dare I say, sinister okay. I get so distracted. There's like a little rod moment going on over here. Hold on. I haven't. Let me just click the link. I get so distracted. Okay, especially girl late in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, so here's the tweet posted by Steve Fisher Investigates. Okay. So he posted this morning to like midnight today. What's done in the dark will come to light, he says. Tomorrow morning, so that was today, this morning, I have been, quote, ordered to appear in LA County Criminal Court for an order to show cause hearing for contempt. I was not served with a summons to appear in court. I was not given a complaint outlining the alleged contempt to respond to. I was not given a complaint outlining the alleged contempt to respond to. There is no case number, and I do not appear anywhere in the court's public docket. I was handed a handwritten note from a deputy district attorney on Friday and told to appear Tuesday morning. So this morning, he was supposed to come this morning. A punishment hearing in criminal court that is not even assigned a case number, seemingly because they do not want this to be public information. Oh, well, cat's out the bag now. Oops. So just again, y'all, according to Steve Fisher, he said he was approached in court on Friday. He was approached in court and he was handed a handwritten note. It wasn't a summons. It wasn't a complaint. There was no case number. He was just handed a note like it was 6th grade and somebody was like, do you like me? Check yes, no. But that's not what the note said. We're going to get into what the note said. There is no case number and I do not appear anywhere in the court's docket. He said a punishment hearing in criminal court that has not even been assigned a case number, seemingly because they don't want this information to be public. Love me or hate me, this should concern you. The fact that this is happening in our criminal court system is terrifying. That is why I am going public with this before the hearing tomorrow, which I will not be attending. I ain't going to that hearing. Send me real notice. Give me a summons with a case number, baby girl. I ain't going to no court hearing for contempt for my handwritten note. I don't blame him. He said, I'm going public before the hearing tomorrow, which I will not be attending, so that the public and the press are aware of what is happening. Here's the backstory. Okay. Now, I'm going to just let the cat out the bag here and now, y'all. I think this was relating to the David case, and I think it's related to the David grand jury investigation. That's my opinion, and my opinion is based on this Twitter post. So let's read further, and you can let me know if you agree or disagree that this maybe is the David case. So he says, here's the backstory. Recently, I testified on 2 separate days as a witness before a grand jury. Okay, which one? He don't tell us. When I was served with a subpoena for the first day of testimony, 2 detectives came to my door at 6 a.m. and instructed me to immediately call the deputy district attorney. She told me that because I was now a grand jury witness, I was no longer allowed to speak about this case and that it would be illegal if I did. They show up at his door at 6 in the morning. And like immediately you need to call the DA. Like he's the criminal here or something.
Call him up.
She told me that because I was now a grand jury witness, I was no longer allowed to speak about this case. This is alarming. I don't care if you like Steve Fisher or not. It's alarming. He said, this put me in an impossible position. I have a client directly related to this case. If I cannot speak to my client, I am violating my professional duty. This was the entire point of calling me as a grand jury witness. Woo, that's an allegation. He said this put me in an impossible position because I have a client directly related to this case and I need to be able to talk to that client at the very least. This is putting me in the position not even be able to do my job. If I cannot speak to my client, I am violating my professional duty. This was their point, he says. This was the entire point of calling me as a grand jury witness. It was a strategy used to try to silence me, he said. Now, we talked about this before. Do y'all remember when we talked about this before? I was reading one of Steve Fisher's Twitter, tweets or whatever, and he was like, ominously, cryptically, like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, et cetera, et cetera. Remember that? No, I don't do my hair with any Tymo curler. You know what I do it with? A pack of these. That's what I do. These, like, you can get them for like a $1 to $3 at the wherever. I think $6.99 on Amazon. I don't like using heat on my hair. I'm trying to grow it. Okay, anyway. Okay, so he said that they're trying to silence him. He said the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has publicly spoken about, right, remember the medical examiner? Oh, right. So remember, was like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. But then at the same time, TMZ and the LA PD was talking. And then at the same time, like a little bit after that, the medical examiner got silenced via court order. He's like, this is the same tactics they already been trying to use on the medical examiner. He said the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has publicly spoken about a similar silencing strategy being attempted against their office. Then, Steve Fisher said, I did my research on the law. I spoke to lawyers and found out I was being lied to. He said, I spoke to lawyers and I found out I was being lied to. Here's the critical fact. In California, witnesses to a grand jury do not have a general obligation of secrecy. So y'all lied. He's basically saying y'all lied. That obligation of secrecy applies to the jurors and officers of the court. So there's grand jurors. He's like, that has done nothing to do with me. A witness is only bound to secrecy regarding anything they learn solely from the grand jury proceeding. So he's saying, that's not the law. They lying. They threatening me and they lying. They said I'm not allowed to talk about this case at all because I was a grand jury witness. No, shut up. That's not even freaking true. I'm not allowed to tell anybody what I learned from the grand jury proceedings. I'm not allowed to say anything that's like secret just from that. He's like, but I have inside knowledge from this case. He's like, I'm a witness. Obviously, I have some information that I had before I ever walked into this grand jury pool in this grand jury room. And so for that reason, they lying. They threatening me with lies. And he's like, I'm not the only one they doing it to. They did it to the medical examiner too. He said in California, the witnesses only have an obligation to keep secret the things he actually learned in the grand jury proceeding. He said a witness is bound only to secrecy regarding anything they learned solely from the grand jury proceeding. It does not apply to anything that they already knew before testifying or anything learned outside the grand jury. And it's for exactly this reason. If you already knew it beforehand, you have the right to talk about it. If you already knew it beforehand, you have the right to talk about it. If you learned it in the grand jury proceedings, then you don't have the right to talk about it yet. Because they're trying to build a case. And he's like, now they're trying to act like I don't have the right to talk about stuff I already knew. They're using this as they're lying, first of all, and they're doing it to silence me, second of all, which is illegal and unconstitutional. He said, I ain't going to no hearing from no handwritten note, you stupid. Y'all crazy? No, I wouldn't. I don't think I would either. He said, I want to pause here, because many people are going to search this online, and Google AI is likely going to give them the wrong answer by claiming that witnesses must remain completely silent. But if you click through to the actual sources that the Google AI cites, you will see that the AI summary is incorrect. California law is silent on imposing total secrecy on a witness. Instead, witnesses are routinely admonished that they may not disclose certain things, but the certain things that they can't disclose only include the things that they actually learned in these hearings. Not independent knowledge that they already knew, and definitely not publicly known facts. In 1983, the California Attorney General issued a written opinion on this exact issue for legal clarification, and it is very clear. I have attached screenshots of that opinion. He said, I also want to be very clear about this. I never disclosed my testimony. even though the law should have allowed me to discuss my own testimony. Would have. He said, I want to be very clear. I never disclosed what I said to the grand jury, even though I was allowed to. I was allowed to discuss my testimony. The law is clear. I didn't even do that. He said, I never publicly disclosed that I was a witness before any grand jury, not once and certainly not twice. Instead, the deputy district attorney abused the power of the grand jury process in an apparent attempt to silence me. I was told that I broke the law, and I was given a dinky ass handwritten note. Okay, I don't even have the thing up. Here y'all go. This one I'm reading. He said, I was told that I broke the law, and I was given a handwritten note telling me to appear in criminal court for a contempt hearing. There is no summons. There is no case number. The matter does not appear on the public docket. There is no documentation outlining what I am accused of so that I can respond. I also was told that if I left town, I had to be back by Tuesday morning. I wrote a detailed letter to both the judge and the deputy district attorney explaining my position. They have had that letter since Friday, he said. I received no response. With a hearing just hours away and the threat of a contempt charge hanging over my head in what appears to be a secret off-the-books proceeding, I had no choice but to go public so that the people and the press are aware of what's happening. This is the only way I can protect myself from what I believe to be an abuse of power. This is frightening that this is happening at the highest levels of our court system. There's power in transparency. I was left no choice. This is crazy.
I already watched this, guys. I'm really seeing it so y'all can, like, showing y'all so y'all can see this. I gotta go get my nephew real quick, but I'm gonna keep playing it.
Yeah. Unbelievable levels of corruption, lack of urgency, underfunded, maybe regain the trust of the citizens by holding your colleagues and higher ups accountable. This is crazy to me. So this is apparently it's not a summons. Looks like they wrote it on the back of a dirty piece of receipt paper. Tuesday, December 9th, 2020. This is some mafia ass stuff if I ever did see. This is the type of stuff that Mark Garagos was meeting clients with up under a bridge. He said Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, 8:30 a.m., Department 123, 13th floor. Foltz Criminal Justice System, 210 West Temple Street, LA, California. Judge Olivia Rosales. Ooh, busted. Yep. What's done in darkness will come to light. Okay, this is the case that he's citing. In the Mercino case, the court noted a significant limitation upon the effect of an admonition or oath of secrecy for grand jury witnesses. Okay, so a limitation on exactly this. The effect of an oath of secrecy is said to be that such witnesses are not prevented, if they desire, from giving to anyone any information that they may have relevant to the matter in connection with what they were subpoenaed. Even though it is the same information they testified before the grand jury, the oath does not preclude them from disclosing what testimony they gave otherwise. Even though it kind of would reveal what happened in the grand jury room, like they were called in there for that purpose. So they already knew that information. You can't say they can't talk about public stuff. So apparently the court has already determined this. This is like 30, 40 years ago. They can't file. Somebody said they can't file real paperwork. It's a trail they don't need. Well, let's see how many views this trail done got. Let's see if it worked out for them. Not doing oh, look at that. 13.7 thousand people done seen it. And they got 663 people in here right now. So at least that many.
I wanted to hear what she had to say about Lush.
Anyway, this I'm concerned. He has admitted to all kinds of a host of, that was the other. Not cash.
Exactly what I was saying.
This is not the way. This is not.
Hey guys, so check this out. Look. So everybody knows Lush, right? From No Jumper. Like, man, I've even have a diss on him. I dissed him whenever he was dissing everybody. Well, Lush, if y'all remember, everybody on this channel, my audience, y'all should remember him. Y'all need to check this out. This is here we go.
Not the way. I'm just so sorry. It's just not the way. Okay, somebody said they need more toner. They need more printer toner. I don't know what they. That was the other thing I wanted to tell y'all about. So now I want to move to the next and final topic of the day, and that is going to be a little bit of a pivot to Fed Lush One over there on No Jumper, y'all. He has seriously been going on a little bit of a media tour himself, and what I will say is I'm concerned. I'm concerned. He has admitted to all kinds of a host of behaviors unspeakable. And you know who told me about it was my cousin Point and Shoot.
Shout out Point and Shoot.
So he does have a new video out. Okay, let me pull this up. It came out 19 hours.
I can literally hear Point and Shoot. This is ridiculous.
Hours ago. Okay, here it is right here. Lush embarrasses his girlfriend by telling stories about her. Now, in and of itself, I don't really care. I don't care about Lush. I don't care about his girlfriend. But he said something in here that is alarming to say the least. So I should have timestamped it. Let me search the transcript real quick. It was like I was in the store. Okay, so this is him right here. Like, I go back and forth thinking this man is a federal asset or a federal informant or like an actual just Fed himself, but I don't know. I mean, I guess like who knows? Like, I just because here's the thing to me, like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like what exactly is he doing? You know, like he's like 50 years old or something. Adam Grand Mason, I think, also is a Fed, if you ask me, like, or like a super compromised, like have to do the Fed's bidding or else go to jail, like bad, like boy or whatever. His dad was like very, very, very politically connected and probably still is. His last name's Grand Mason of Nashua, please. So these other guys, you know, make a little bit of sense. Like, you know, I think they're from here. Maybe Lush is from LA too or whatever. But like, what in the hell is Adam doing over here? It's like, you know, sometimes I'm not buying it. You know, do you ever watch a video and you're just like, I can tell none of these people want to be here and none of these people want to be talking about this topic. So then the question becomes, why are they? You already know why Yellow Hoodie Aunt Heffy is doing it. He said he don't care about nothing but what the checks say. So I already know why he's doing it. That's the one right here with the yellow hoodie. He's the one that says some little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle about children. Remember that? That's him. This one right here, that's Fed One or Lush One. I don't know if he's actually a Fed or not, but that's the one we're talking about. And I'm bringing this up for a very specific reason. So we'll get to it in just a moment. And then this one right here is the Grand Mason. Okay. So, Lush, he went on a podcast. This is him right here. He went on a podcast and he was talking about, MacArthur Park. I believe
it's MacArthur Park. Yeah. MacArthur Park. It's like it's all methy over there.
You know, no disrespect intended or whatever. Just like, I'm not from over there and stuff. Like, these aren't my streets. These aren't my neighborhoods. Okay. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because it does have to do with children. And whenever anything in my opinion, endangering or, exposing children to danger comes across my timeline, then it automatically invokes my duties as auntie of everyone in the world. Cause I'm like strongly in my auntie era. I'm like full grown woman era right now.
No, you're not. Not yet. We're the same age. No, we're not. I'm not. I'm an uncle already, right? But I'm not ready to be an uncle. I'm not. I don't want to. Go on, BJ, my bad.
I'm not doing this like, oh, I'm just a little kid. No, I'm not. And now, you know, whenever stuff's going on with kids, I have something to say about it. If stuff wasn't going on with kids, I would not care about this man, what he's doing, what he's talking about. I most certainly wouldn't care about his girlfriend. I wouldn't care about none of it. I guess just frankly, I just wouldn't. But, you know, kids are being talked about again.
that Germ, she tries to rap. It's kind of weird. Like she's never on beat.
So I need to talk about it myself. Okay. So he's on this podcast. He's talking about this area of town. And again, y'all, I'm not from over there. Don't shoot the messenger. Seriously. I'm just like relaying to you what Lush was talking about. Okay. So he's saying this MacArthur area of town is like especially dangerous and scary. And he's like, that's where my girl's from. You feel me? You feel me? That's where my girl's from or whatever. And, he's talking about it. And then this interviewer is kind of like calls him on and calls his bluff a little. And the interviewer's like, oh, really? What's so crazy about it or whatever? And Lush kind of tries to rack his brain for like a cool story. Okay. And then he does say some pretty crazy stuff. Let me see. Okay. So we're about at the 7-minute or so mark. Okay. I'm going to turn this playback speed up to 1.25. I may even end up turning it to 1.5, but let's start at 1.25. Okay, and then this is the guy interviewing him, the gob. I guess he's a goblin. That's fitting. I think that's really good branding. And then he's wearing a hat that says a junkie cartel. Okay, so that y'all see what I mean? Like it's kind of fetish. Like, hello, fellow kids. You feel me? Like this man is 51 and a half years old.
You feel me? And he always has that crust right here. Man, I'm so glad I don't have that. I need to be careful, though. I need to stop talking about people.
Look at him. He might be my age, really. He might just be road hard, put up wet. I don't
know. No, he's not. He's way older than us. He's way older. He was born in like the 70s.
No, poor thing. I pray if he's not a fed that he gets delivered from whatever legion is infecting and possessing, but inhabiting, one might say. Here's the goblin, here's the Lush fed, possibly fed, but he's wearing a hat that says junkie cartel. So how could he possibly be a fed? I don't know. And when I say fed, I mean he might even just be an informant, an asset, whatever, confidential informant, or he might just be exactly what he's trying to present himself as, which would be the saddest. That would be the saddest option of all, in my opinion. Okay, so let me play this without further ado.
His hand. Lush's girlfriend turns to him and says, "You see that lady right there?"
Wait, let me calls him on and calls his bluff a little. And the interviewer's like, "Oh, really? What's so crazy about it?" or whatever. That would be the saddest option of all, in my opinion. Okay, so let me play this without further ado.
Holding his hand. Lush's girlfriend turns to him and says, "You see that lady right there?"
Wait, let me go back.
Selling that little boy, and like surreal.
What the fuck? You don't understand. You can't stop it. Like you don't understand.
Okay, hold on. I had to go back a few seconds.
So I'm about to whatever that they got in place because there's not a jury that would ever convict me for doing this.
Okay, wait, I went too far up.
Haired white. She used to do crystal and shit. So.
All right, so there it is. She's on crystal. So
that lady's selling that little boy right there. She's like pimping him out.
I went too far ahead.
The lady is all a part of his drug-fueled imagination. I can't wait to show you this. And Goblin's like really interested, and so Lush
trying to get this disc.
Okay.
You guys got to remember, Lush is as high as a fucking bitch right now. He's as high as shit. So he's going to go on a crank-fueled lie story and wait. So this is where he brings up his girlfriend. And I've got to show you that. Look at this.
Like, yeah. You feel me? Like,
wow.
That's not
you just see that happen down there? Not like every day, obviously, but
I've seen it once before. You feel me? And
so this is really crazy. So Lush is going into this. He's bringing this up. This is a full-fledged topic that's going on. But the problem is that none of this, that what Lush is describing ever happened. This is all a part of his drug-fueled imagination. I can't wait to show you this because this is where Lush brings up his girlfriend and involves her in his imagination story. Watch this.
And my girl, she Guatemalan. You feel me? So her family from a third world country, so she's privy to things that I might not be. My girl said to me one day, we about to walk into the little swap meet, and she's like, "Hey, you see that lady with that little boy over there holding his hand?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a crazy story, but this really happened." And I was like, "Yeah," and she's like.
Something transaction.
Him out. I was like, what?
The lady is picking out the little boy.
What?
There's more.
Just in the open like that?
Yeah, and I started tripping. You feel me? Like, I'm about to go trip. Like, instantly.
Yeah, like you want to do something about it then and there.
And she's like, watch. At first, I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. Like, you tweaking. You feel me? Like, you tweaking. She used to do crystal and shit. So,
all right, so there it is. What? She's on crystal. So Lush is like, she's on crystal. I was like, you're tweaking, bitch. You're tweaking. She used to do crystal. You feel me?
I'm going,
what the fuck is he doing? This whole story is out of pocket to begin with. But to learn that this whole thing is manufactured by Lush's girlfriend's crank thoughts, that's where, I mean, the story just keeps getting worse. Watch this.
She used to do crystal and shit. So like you having residuals, bitch. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, she's like, nah, watch. Then I see, and I'll never forget this motherfucker's face, like to the day I die.
Bro, check this out. The F you doing, Pepe Frog was good. Neil was good. Woozy was good. Famo was good. Now we're gonna get into this other one real quick. Shout out to that surprise witness though, for sure. For sure, dude. Y'all need to check this out. This ain't the full thing, but check this out.
We're about to get into Lush's ass right now. He's about to die.
Hell yeah. We're gonna start doing this stuff just like Lush. But we're just gonna do it a little bit better.
Man, we done came in here too deep to let them take this over. Right here, that's really all you got besides paranoia. I only think about my time like it's not granted. They gon' salute me for show, that's probably one-handed. This is not planned, I'm a bandit. Don't you ever give them nicknames either. Big, I eat the rock lunch. I don't need the rock brunch. You like Lush, call you lunch, leave you chopped down, crunched. You should leave us with the streaming and go back to all your battle raps. Ain't even got it in you to go get some of Almighty scraps. 2 buzz balls falling out of Lush butt crack. No man, he mad cause he the hip-hop Jack Black. You mad cause Adam wants you drunk on every podcast.
That was aight. Man, shout out to BJ, that surprise witness. Everybody in the chat was good. I gotta go, man. I'll see y'all later. But we're gonna be doing more reviews. Bye.